Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast from your host, Imperial Dane, Master Propaganda Hero, Psych, Defender of the Fatherland. Off here to an exciting 1 vs 1 on Crossing in the Woods. Between the south, you got Luke Praystone fighting here for the Soviet Union, Socialism. Comrade Stalin taking on the role here of the 3rd Guards Mechanized Corps. In the north, you got Burmie fighting for the Wehrmacht, Germany, Deutschland. Rolling out here with the Feldherrn Halle Panzergrenadier with fortification of festering armor, specifically, shots in there with infantry, minor machine gun bulletins versus Luke's Lend-Lease, conscript report, and tank hunter tags. And that is definitely an eclectic bunch of doctrines, to put it mildly, with anti-tank grenade infantry and mortar bulletins. I mean, two of the doctrines are very much conscript sort of oriented to an extent there, but Lend-Lease certainly pulls in a bit of another direction. We'll have to see. There's obviously conscripts going out there for Luke. Men of the enemy moving up. You got pioneers moving westwards. We got pioneers moving eastwards. None here about it's a double pioneers in before 2 start indicating here that Burmie might be playing in a tier 2 rush with the Wehrmacht against the Soviets, which is actually pretty rare to see in general. Meanwhile there, Luke just rushing for both fuel points, so he gets the first control, generally hold them best, in this case digging in there. And we can see that Burmie in this case actually made the right guess, he's pushing eastward, but in this case in units on the way, but they're not digging in with sandbags like they are on the west here with Luke. 3rd conscript on the way there, 2nd MD42 there for Burmie. So this is just basically meant to disrupt Burmie's opening game. Like, this is just meant to make it hard for him to grab the fuel, whereas this one is clearly the one Luke actually intends to grab. So we got the 3rd conscript there, so that's definitely a clear sort of opening strategy here from Luke on Crossing in the Woods. Beautifully so, even if I might say so. It is practically art. If art involves dirty Russians on the Eastern Front fighting versus the Germans, but that's another discussion to have another time. Engineers, pioneers, MD42 fighting it out here, battling it out for the fuel point. Engineers, they're getting overwhelmed. Unsurprisingly, I doubt Luke was expecting them to do much there for the motherland. And there you go, you can see that Luke already urges men to move faster ahead. They're going to try and launch a flank on the MD42. Will Burmie be able to spot in time react to the meanwhile? Went MD42 on its own, pretty risky there by Burmie. 3rd MD42. I mean, some players, depending on the situation, will go for like more or less MD42s of pioneers. In this case, so Burmie is going for the triple MD42 opening for a tier 2 rush. That is definitely interesting. Bit more risky in some ways. It's going to not be able to grab as much territory faster, less sort of clear line of sight, but on the other hand it does offer more firepower down the road obviously, and can suppress a lot more Russians. As for Luke here, with all these machine guns out there, he's going for Molotovs, which is going to be a really good counter if he can flank and he can deal with them. He's also here going for the Special Rifle Command. Could be because it's cheaper, actually can allow him to faster take up, but it might also be because he's sort of sourcing out here what Burmie's playing at a tier 3 rush with MD42s, in which case scout cars or snipers, even penal troopers, it could prove helpful for Luke versus Burmie. We'll have to see exactly here what Luke is sort of planning there. Sadly, there's no sort of, mind transcript here. Luke thinks penal troopers would be great for this or this, or snipers would be great here because of this or this. It's just, I have to assume, and there goes scout car. So he's very much sussed out what Burmie's up to again. He's seeing no gunneries. He's seeing machine guns. He's seeing a lot of machine guns being played very aggressively. So out here, Luke Praystone puts on his Sherlock Holmes-ky cap, and deduces that his opponent is not going to have any counters to the scout cars. So that, I think, is some solid thinking there by Luke Praystone. Conscript to the MD42 there, repulsed with no casualties though. Pushkin will need to spend a few days on the hospital bed with bullets being pulled out of his arse once the battle is over. Scout crap Molotovs against the MD42, punishing here. Burmie from his MD42 aggressively should anticipate in Molotovs to an extent here. I mean, once you sort of figure out what's going on, then Molotovs become an incredibly solid counter. Burmie, though, needs to take out fast. He's going to need a scout car of his own very fast. He's going to need the 2-2 Schnell, but right now, though, he's pulling ahead there with the MD42 builds again, pushing back loose forces left and right. And oh, scheisse! One of the MD42s got wiped again, punishing Burmie here for sending his MD42 way too far without any support. Nothing at all. Punishing him in the gravely and giving on MD42 there to Luke. He's going for a penal trooper score there, but that's definitely big. That is big, and certainly going to take some work there from the tier 2 hits to really carry up for that. But on the other hand, he is getting both fuel points. He's getting most of them. In fact, he's almost got both munitions there for quite some time, plus he's building out a lot of munitions. So, I mean, Burmie's got some options. The question is, can he actually utilise them? And there you go, 2-2-2. Flamethrowers for some of the pioneers would also think be a very good choice here. And otherwise, mines. Minen. And there you go, sniper out here instead of the penal troopers. So he's going to further just punish the machine guns. Of course, I mean, there's going to be that sticky bit there with the 222s out, and the fact he does not particularly himself have a large set of counters to the 222. I mean, he can research anti-tank grenades, but all good tank hunter tactics. I mean, that'll arm a bunch of anti-tank rifles very rapidly for the motherland. So we'll have to switch ends up. We got the company in for the center victory point 22 on patrol for Deutschland. And there you go, spotting the M3A1, opening up autocannon, shredding the thin armor of the M3A1. Shit! Petrov, I thought you said it was better than these. No, there he's ooh-rahing. I'm pretty sure he's only doing it to sort of make Burmie think he's going to tank grenades. But he doesn't. That's just what you call a bluff. And Burmie fell for it. Requires a bit of balls to steel to pull off. There we go. He's going for the anti-tank grenades and how, but that's going to take him time. And then Burmie filling up with a second 2-2 here. Sniper has actually yet to reveal itself. MD42 versus MD42, constant blocking the way there. He's not going to rush into them any further than he has to. MD42 needs to fall back. Lost steam and fuel point here to Luke. They should definitely consider some panzer grenadiers down the road. Don't deal with infantry. The constant in particular going to be vulnerable to it. Now we got penal troopers all the way on again for Luke. Seems like can't quite make up his mind if he wants them or not. Luke, go for the penal troopers. No, wait, don't after all. No, go for them. Go for them, Luke. Trust in the Soviet force. There you go, sniper spotted here, engaged by the 222. They can't quite easily pursue, they can push back the end. Oh, he's going for it, he's going for it. Conscript shooting back here, he sees them and decides getting the sniper there might not be the best idea. Oh, pull back, oh dear. Pop smoke, they're just in the nick of time, pretty close to the 222, might still go down here. They're being blasted by the other 222, no panzer was there yet for Burmie, can't quite yet go for them. Putting up close here. He's basically hoping that it's the conscript such low health that he tries to pull the anti-tank grenade there. It's going to get them wiped because of the animation. Takes some time to toss the anti-tank grenade, and the 222 can do some damage there while they're trying to toss it. Now the MD42 of Burmie, not panzer grenades. He definitely needs to get some infantry soon out here versus Luke, who's not getting up anti-tank rifle wielding Strafniki. Guns being blasted, MD42 moving ahead here. Fixing up the 222. MD42 moving up here. And there's the guy. Oh, Pims are being blasted by the MD42. And there you go. 222 too slow to. Oh, that was close. Pioneers are trying to buy Thomas, but need to fall back with the 222, but he really needs infantry desperately, in particular as these penal troopers. The Pioneers aren't going to cut, now they're going to 222. Still, Burmie remains in excellent control of the map here versus Luke. His T2 rush so far, except for the loss of the MD42, working out very solidly versus Luke, and Luke is certainly scrambling a bit, so we'll try and deal with it. MD42 covering here the road, or these parts of the road, engineers being suppressed. Hey Heinz, did you hear this one? Why did the Russian cross the road? Nein, why did he? To avoid the MG42. Now take that, you asshole. Pew 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 pew. Anyways, people are being pushed back to the 2 with 7 kills, other one with also 7 kills. And we can see that Burmie is basically just relying on the back of the 222 to just pull ahead for the next tier. I definitely think he's going to need at least one panzer grenadier squad, or 2 really, to be able to pull this off, because, I mean, the 222s won't be able to carry this weight all on their own. Not long term. Not long term, I think. I do not think that's going to work out too well, though. So again, I mean, it is highlighting how effective a well-handled pair of 222s can be, and I do personally think in the end you kind of want more than one 222 if you're going for them. I mean, well-utilized, they can actually lock down a lot of your opponents. The trouble is, of course, they get hit by other light vehicles. Things get a lot harder in terms of how much you have to manage them compared to how much your opponent has to manage his light vehicles. And that tends to be sort of the thing where they usually fall apart a bit. But 222s can be excellent, well handled. So Paul McCarp there, Burmie though still very much like to use infantry, and again I can't help but worry a bit about that. But so far again, very solid 222 handling here. It's certainly something for the textbooks. Now you will turn to page 222 for 222. Jürgen, is this really real? Yeah, yes, they did it like this with the textbook. Ah, scheiße, not again. Support my crop there. MD42 goes MD42 there, go and send the output. We're not giving the HO. The other MD42 needs to retreat. Constant moving in. 2-2 that good to go. That could support. In theory. Luke, though, is still sort of confined within a small quadrant of the map, while Burmie still controls most of it, though he's being slowly pushed back again. The lack of infantry does preclude certain options, but Burmie here, I think, might try for an Austrian versus Luke. Could work out, I suppose. And there you go, a few more insane arm pins. We're not see, but the M40, there you go. Where's outruns our ammunition. Troops being suppressed to the 2, though, is not having the funnest of days either. Need to fix that up. 12 kills, veteran 2, 10 kills. Veteran C1, Contra getting in the way. And we got a doctoral choice here for Luke. It is conscript support. A rarely seen doctrine here, but Luke clearly does not care about that. He has seen the future, and it is paved with conscript support tactics. Doctrines. Commanders. You know what they mean. Where are we going, Pedro? We won't need roads. We won't know you're going on foot. Oh. We can go for the Austrian now, but he really should go for some Panzer Grenadiers. I mean, again, these kind of strategies tend to involve either calling infantry of some kind, which the Wehrmacht doesn't have a lot of, or Panzer Grenadiers. And so far, Burmie's not exactly setting himself up for either of those. We've got 600 manpower there. Easily room for a Panzer Grenadier squad and any choice of tank he wants. Almost sounds like I'm trying to make some kind of deal in a restaurant. You can have a Panzer Grenadier squad with any choice of beverage. I mean Panzer. Here at Goering's Roadside Restaurant. Guns being pushed back and forth to being held up here in the centre. I think he's playing for a Panzer IV. If really's got manpower for Panzer Grenadiers, go for them. Go on, Burmie. Panzer Grenadier. He's also not going to end of the fuel punch now. Handing over control here of those to Luke, which again is a bit of a problem. So that means it's now Luke's time to pull out in fuel to do flanking up the MD42. Opening up close with the autocannon, the coaxial machine gun. 700 manpower. Come on, Burmie. Panzer Grenadier. Panzer Grenadier. So guys with the assault rifles. Meanwhile, Luke, they're adding submachine guns, so his men increasing their firepower. On the move, up close, medium range, just a bit. 800 manpower. Come on, Burmie. Panzer Grenadiers. Panzer Grenadier. There's no reason for you to float 800 manpower. Luke Barweather could also easily afford to tech up. I mean, both players in that regard, I think, are right now sort of in a slight stupor. They're not quite, I think, utilising the resources in an efficient manner as possible. But there you go. Panzer IV, they're able now for Burmie. And you need the Ghost Squad. He's still got 400 manpower to spare, and, you know, could easily fit in. Now, Panzer Grenadier squad. And then another one. And then another one. Guns being suppressed at the info 2, closing eventually 2 very slowly. 2-2 moving down here. In the east, we got 2-2 out there. Halfway to Vector 3, actually. Pretty good stuff there by Burmie. Bunker up. That's definitely one way of using some of that manpower. Plus, all that means he's got 400. He could easily lay down a ton of S-mines and even telemines. There's definitely some lessons, I think, on efficient resource usage that Burmie could, you know, get there. I mean, he's good with the 2-2s, but less good at making full use of his economy. Pinch saying to the MD42. Panzer almost done. And there you go, Strafnik repulsed here by the MD42 bunker. Cash up here for Burmie, obviously to support more tanks. He's still floating a lot of manpower though, and he's still not going for any infantry. I still have to describe this as being highly risky. 1/3 there of the MD42 crew blown to bits by the Panzer IV as it arrives. H-6 flying up for Luke to just stall the Panzer IV buying time. Again, he's too slow in taking up this. Oh, he's even now taking up this. The H-6 just being used as a measure to hold back the Panzer IV to prevent it from rolling over him too hard while he goes for his tanks of his own. Panzer IV moving aggressively, 2-2 opening up, close to T2 there. Anti-tank grenade off, H-6 almost done. We got anti-tank grenade rifle going off in the Panzer IV. Constantly being repulsed here, going for the western fuel point as well. MD4 true remains here, carrying the machine gun bunker. 2-2 being repaired. We got Tier 4. Holy smokes, this is some advanced rush strategies for Burmie. I just still wish he'd go for some infantry, though. I still wish he'd go for some infantry to, help, cover up some of the gaps here. But, he's basically just rushing Tier 2, rushing through Tier 3 with only a Panzer IV, and then into Tier 4 using a fuel cache. Again, infantry were doing a lot there to provide him with more fuel by holding up the fuel points more easily. So I still feel like all this manpower float is definitely highly inefficient here by Burmie. But, I gotta give it to him. It's definitely an interesting strategy he's operating here. It's definitely an interesting strategy he's operating. He's about to lose the bunker here. And that went down. Pump being held down and then before 2-2 fire. Damaged engine. And wiped there. Loss for Luke Praystone and the dead enemy. Third Guards Mechanized Corps, they're suffering out. It can gonna take time to get on armor out, and there you go. H-6 up with the Panzer IV penetrating the frontal armor. Denise versus MD42, 2-2 with MD42 in the east. More consequences there for Luke to replace the ones lost to the fascists, the Hitlerites. Second fuel cache up for Burmie. This 2-2 strategy is turning out to be, I think, surprisingly effective. I think in part it's because Luke just didn't expect it, because most armoured players don't go for 2-2-2-2s and then handle them like Burmie does, which is like, some kind of dervish. Now they can build the heavy Panzer Corps. It's going to take time for going to hit Panzers, but still, he's got so much manpower. Really, from the very bottom of my heart, wish that Burmie would go for some bloody Panzer Grenadiers, though. $20 kills. Those 2-2s that have really been doing, good work for Burmie. And there you go, Saturn charging the fuel cache there, going to try and slow down his fuel incoming. He's getting 39 fuel per minute. That's pretty good. That is pretty damn good. Again, this is where infantry may not be healthy, there's some of these sneaking infantry about this. Penal trooper chaps. 2-2 with veteran free, still can't kill a sniper despite driving straight up to them. And it's supposed to be able to counter them. Yeah. Rushing in the pen for the support. I don't think the 2-2 chances of surviving these are particularly impressive. He might actually end up pushing the Panzer IV into a similarly early demise. There you go, 2-2 down. Constantly being suppressed. Needs to get the heavy Panzer Corps he's playing. He's got 800 manpower. Come on, Burmie. Infantry, Infanterie. Truppen. Fußsoldaten. Yup, he's going to lose that Panzer IV as well. Burmie there rushing in too fast. And again, the lack of infantry also make it hard for him to support his tanks, protect them from anti-tank grenades and the likes. 900 manpower. Come on, Burmie. He's rolling in the 2-2. They got the Panzer IV, the H-6. 2-2, if he can sort of prevent from being stuck up in front of the H-6, so that has a chance. He could also consider maybe some incendiary armor piercing to assist. Rather close dance here, though. H-6 misses the 2-2, just keeps hammering away. Almost got the H-6 here. Oh, no. How could this happen, Petrov? Niet. He just needs to finish it off there. Or is he going to try and steal it? He's going to try and steal it. Burmie. The King Croesus of, bloody Valmont there. greedier than most, just keeps at it. He tries to actually steal the Escalation 6 there. Close though, actually. Has to finish off and then loses the 2-2 because of his greed. And he's got 1100 manpower. Come on, Burmie. Spend it. Build the heavy panzer corps, but also get some infantry out, damn you. Get some infantry out. Again, panzer grenadiers could in many cases done a lot. Maybe they could have cut the machine gun. Maybe they could have supported a lot of elements. Like, this absolute lack of infantry is disastrous for Burmie. It is incredibly short-sighted. And really, I think, undercuts what others think is an actually really strong strategy in some way. Certainly, partly again relying on just being non-conventional to a degree for the current meta, but just... Where are the infantry, Burmie? Where is it? Get it out there, man. There's no reason to float so much manpower consistently. You're not doing yourself any favours. In fact, you're doing Luke a big favour. So he really needs to get out at least some infantry squads out there, and then build that heavy panzer contingent again, pushing out for the armour there, because otherwise he's going to find himself in a losing battle of attrition versus Luke. And right now, I mean, he's got no real counter to the KV-1, so I mean, he's going to be forced to go for more Stooks, which means getting more tier 3, meaning he's tier 4 choice again, ends up not being too relevant. He's actually building an infantry company, so he wants infantry as grenadiers. And he's still not building the heavy panzer corps, which just further renders that particular piece of tech a bit pointless. Seems like Burmie thought reasonably far ahead with the strategy, but clearly never this far, and that is beginning to really bite him in the posterior. Like a bear trap hidden in a latrine. But not very well hidden, obviously. So he's relying on grenadiers. He's still not got a heavy panzer corps. He's probably going to have to go for Stuke here. So there you go, grenadiers. Fans been to get them light machine gun. He's got tons of munitions. He's been laying down a lot of mines as well. I mean, there's so many things that Burmie could have been doing with his resources, yet in many cases neglected to do. Guns being suppressed at the info 2. There we go, Stuttgart. I mean, again, tier 4 just ends up not being anything because I think overconfident with some poor tactics, cost him a lot of his vehicle pool, which was doing him a lot of good. But also just, failed to support the vehicle pool with infantry because he floated so much manpower consistently, didn't use mines or anything. That way, preventing for the next vehicle to push the heavy panzer across fast forward than building heavy, panther out or something like that. So, I mean, some definitely, I think, tactical errors there and strategic errors, to be honest, by Burmie, which, again, are beginning to allow Luke to really begin hitting hard back. I mean, he's almost got the Stu ready. That's still going to take him some time, and he's going to lose that fuel cache again. If the K1 could hit a point-blank range. Sergey, I told you to hit the damn thing, not miss it. Sorry. I had too much vodka. Sorry. Not again, Sergey. Not again. There you go. Stuttgart for Burmie. For Deutschland. Can't being caught here by the command tanks, only finding the cannon there. Short barreled one opening up. Bunkered down. Can't also hold out with the Panzer IV. The cannon itself saw a lot of uses on a lot of different, tanks and vehicles. Initially the Panzer IV, but late model Panzer IIIs, which are then meant to support infantry and tanks. Specifically, they're using Tiger battalions, provide anti-infantry support. So there's uses with them, but also then after that, they were basically utilised on a lot of half tracks. So that way, sort of act as cannon support things like Panzer gun divisions would have half tracks equipped with them, and there's some heavy armoured cars that are also equipped with them. There's fun facts there. Gunners getting blasted here though, taking losses. Duke also with a damaged engine. K1 though also has a damaged engine, so I suppose almost A1 has a damaged engine. Luke by now being to float resources, need to be careful about that. Don't fall into the path there of Burmie if possible. That is a path that is preferably avoided. He's gone for more infantry though, which is good. Oh, Kron's being crushed as he tries to enter the building. Open the door, Sergei! Open the door! I can't. I had too much to drink still. Oh no! Obviously, they moved Sergei from the gunnery there, just had him tossed in with the infantry. With catastrophic results for the infantry. WM4 troops pushing back troops there. So what will Burmie do now? His force is a bit of a mess there. 14 kills there, Stug with 5 kills again, most of them achieved by the driver. Oh, no! Such a charge in the Stug. Hey, did something just go kaboom? Yeah. What? Your lunch. No, not again. Kidding, just a Russian satchel charge. Phew. Ooh, Telemine. So that actually was some down. Problem is the Stug's going to be a bit incapacitated. Can't support immediate command team move down here. Bit risky low on health. He wants that come. Oh, he hits a mine. And gets wiped. Almost gets a sniper here, actually. Stug moving in. He almost got the K1. MD4 being suppressed. KB1 down. KB1 down. Still no infantry though. Oh, yeah, I mean, 2 Grenadier squads. Obviously, but you know. I kind of want to see some Panzer Grenadiers. MD4 being blasted by the MD4 they've actually 3. 12 kills for Deutschland Pioneers eliminated here. Grabbing the fuel point in the west, securing the western victory point, securing the eastern munitions. Victory points wise, it's pretty close between the 2 seconds to go arriving here. Will he ever get that heavy panzer squad? Will it just continue to remain, you know, just a bad investment? And there you go, MD42 wiped out by the Germans. 6 kills in the Stug. T-Fed force from 6 moving out, Stug moving into web support, comes there almost wiped out. As soon as it happens, so he needs to get the first Stug in, or the second Stug in support the first one. Oh dear, he's going to lose it. He's going to be able to save it in time here. He allowed the infantry to get too close, didn't consider there might be another tank on the way. And now it's the problem, he's going to try and get close, but at the same time that means the T-Fed force has a better chance of outmaneuvering the Stug here. And he realises that's actually a bad spot he got a Stug into. He's not going to need anything about support. Not much anyways. And so he's going to likely lose the second Stug. Burmie definitely needs to work a bit of his armour tactics there. His Stug tactics for sure. There's 2 Stugs that went down there in short amount of time, which probably could have been right honest in terms of losses. And now there's a T-54 that's going to be losing his base, and that's going to be a big chance here for Burmie to do some serious damage to Burmie and just, you know, turn the game around his fame more aggressive. And there you go. Second Stug down. Pack 40 in the way here. Like, Burmie's, you know, grand rush there has just been completely derailed. Like Operation Barbarossa, I suppose. Pack 40 halfway done. MD4 to the back, get flanked by the T-34-6. Victory pump secured here, grabbing the western fuel point, very good. Pack 40 out. Will he ever build a heavy Panther? Will he ever try to get a Panther? Will he ever succeed in getting a Panther out? Will he be able to succeed in actually keeping it alive? Meanwhile, though, Luke, of course, I mean, at this stage, he's not going to be able to do it because his opponent's just been able to flood the field with so many T-34s at the time he has a Panther. Like, he's going to have to hope that Luke doesn't know how to use his Panthers. I mean, T-34s, like, you know, Burmie clearly didn't know how to use his Stugs sufficiently, which is not something you want to bank on. But we'll see. Yeah, I'm guessing there's going to be more Stugs on the way here for Burmie. At least the fuel cache there that managed to survive, he is, I think, paying off for Burmie. So he's not going for the Stug. What? Is he planning the heavy Panzer Corps now? Is he going to play for the Panther? Hard to say what Burmie is planning. Seeing that Pack 40 out there. Shoot, penetrates the T-34 from 6's frontal armour. Second shot there. Back here. No, this is, yeah, he's just going for Stooks. He's just going for Stooks. At least for the foreseeable future, I think the tier 4 plan is been put to rest. Flare mines down there. Infantry getting sniped. Need to fall that back now. We've been fully reinforced. Constantly engaged with the veteran theme before 19 kills. Pretty good stuff there for Burmie. Pretty good stuff. Grabbing the fuel point. It's not following it on the Pioneer. Seeing a kill there. Constantly up strange in the aim before 2. Closing in the veteran fee. Their flare mines going off. He could, I think, should consider sending operating rounds just for the increased damage there. Pack 40 being sniped at, or at least will be sniped at soon. Stu moving about, they're milling a bit about. MD42 is losing. He needs to pop in sending operating rounds. He wants a chance because he's in heavy cover versus Conscript in heavy cover. Even at max range, if submachine gets the Conscript will have a better chance. He's pulling in with the Stu there. We're going to try and use it to crash the car with the Conscripts. Basically line the infantry. Nope, he just ends up between the MG42 then. That feels a bit silly. Getting reinforcement, more grenadiers here for Burmie. At least he's going for more infantry. And there you go, T-54 holding him the Stuart, but this time around the Pack 40 up support. Target weak point, and sending artillery run going in there. T-54 down to half health, Pack 40 turning about, at least trying to get away. And MG4 support, training infantry from support. Oh, MD42 took a direct hit from the T-34, he's getting instantly wiped there. Better loss for Burmie to put it mildly. T-34 flanking in. Stu, Pack 40 open up there, taking down to half health. Of the T-34 trying to flank behind, but there's a chance he could get the T-34. Then again, oh, Panzerfaust! Panzerfaust! Stug misses though, Stug misses, Pack 40's not turning. T-34 misses the Stug. Pack 40 gets a move on. Another hit, then the T-34's now trying to take out the Pack 40, misses again. Looks like Sergei's brother Pushkin wasn't on the job there. The MD42 needs to fall back. And the Pack 40 gets wiped. He can go for another Stuke soon. He's trying to destroy the Pack 40's plan. Oh, he just sacrificed the Grenadier squad to recruit the Pack 40. Second T-54 moving in there. And then moving away again. Grenadiers versus penal troopers. Oh, the Stu's about to get destroyed. He was not careful. He's setting up for a Panzer 4 now. Ostwind, tier 4. People could lose out to the Grenadiers. Small chance, small chance. Constantly wiped out here by the Stu combo with the MD42 there. And there you go, repulsed. Hang on. Cat break. Cat wants to get in. Now how those cats are. Right, my apologies. My apologies. As the cat ops is not going to apologise. Sniper there, closing their tier 3, 26 kills. Grabbing the eastern victory point. Stu there being flanked with the T-34 from 6, getting veteran G2. Grenadiers setting out. Important with the comms from the centre. Grabbing the victory point, grabbing the fuel point. I think Burmie's generally now trying to play for tier 4 and a Panther. It's either that or he's forgotten about his resources again. We shall see what ends up with there with Burmie. Look, there's also floating. No, he should also not be floating. And there you go, does go for the Panzer 4. Again, it feels like tier 4 just ends up being a residual choice here for Burmie. part of a grander plan that never really paid off.
Enemy forces are neutralizing a sector.
Controversial going to do up close, easily winning out. This Duke rolling back. Veterans won. 1 kill. Panzer IV almost done there for Burmie. He's still getting out of fuel. He's getting 39 compared to Luke's 16, so that's pretty good there for Burmie. That is pretty good. Panzer IV almost done. Still good to go again. Need to grab the cut-off point back. And there we go. Dimitri got blasted into oblivion there. And Pavlov and even Knights from Infantry joining him. There we go. There they went. Guinea Division and 5 from the Panzer IV. T-54 setting out. Ooh, something like kaboom. There might have been a mine. And there go T-54 flank out. The Pack 40 covering up. He needs to get the Stug in there as well. Stug there's not quite able to support. Penetrating hit there on tanks left and right. But he's able to repulse the T-34 step, but his Panzer IV is going to hit and damage Enyan. Might have a small chance of getting the consequence here though, which would help offset the damage. But still, that's pretty risky. T-4's a blast, MD-42, that's going to get wiped out before the chance to respond. We got the Pack 4 coming in, and too slow, too slow. Mortars out there for Luke to help bombard Burmie support weapons, which I think is a really good idea here. You can also go for an additional tank. We got a Cis-3 field going up here as well. Panzer IV trying to grab the point they're repairing, but he needs to fall back there. He might like to risk losing the Panzer IV here. We got artillery called in on the Panzer IV to force it away there, or risk oblivion. Hey Yuri, do you hear this ominous sound of impending doom? Yes, we should move. Scrap being blown to little smaller bits, but that's about it. So I mean, we have here Luke has actually gone for all 4 structures though they wanted sort of more of a stopping point there. T-34 waiting for Luke. Meanwhile, Burmie is lacking his tier 4. Despite being tacked for it pretty fast, but again, due to, you know, again, strategic mishaps and tactical mishaps, they were quite so far able to go for it. And again, I just can't help but feel it just seems like, you know, part of a dream, you know. Like some middle-aged slob, you know, working at a shoe store, just, you know, thinking of what could have been, and then just, you know, looking at the horrible wife and kids he's got. And so here Burmie just had dreams, you know, spectacular dreams of Tier 4. A nice, just, you know, start with Panzer Force and Grenadiers and no Panzer Grenadiers. So of course it's still, you know, something good, and lastly it doesn't quite fully fit in with the metaphor. Of course, I mean, in that same metaphor, getting forward to cheapest team, we find out that's also pretty terrible because the Panther's not that good. But, you know, at least he achieved something. Even if it turned out to be not that amazing, I suppose. Anyways, constant flying in, Pack 4 trying to support. Luke, though, needs to put more pressure on the sides. I mean, he's sort of, I think, too keen on just engaging Burmie head on. Though, of course, using some smoke screens here and everything, of course, be a great support for him. But he needs to, you know, try and catch Burmie more off guard than what he's actually currently doing. I mean, he's to some extent just trying to attack head on, which I think is not benefiting enough, and that's also allowing Burmie to more efficiently deal here with Luke. So that is something that Luke wants to keep in mind. You know, he needs to sort of. He also needs to use rapid conscription. He's got this. I mean, you know, I'm just more infantry to feed into the meat grinder versus Burmie, which would not be a bad thing either. But Luke's plans do, I think, lack a bit of skill. And there you go. It is actually happening. Burmie is building the heavy Panzer Corps. He is going there. Snuggle actually 39 kills. That is quite a few kills. T-34's moving in, but again, rather than sort of more obvious men and not enough force, and also he's just, you know, held back here by German armour. MG42 wiped again. The MG42's been wiped a lot of times now by Luke. And there you go, he can actually go for the Panther now. And he does go for the Panther. No, well, obviously we can actually use the Panther. He's just going to end up being lost here versus Luke's T-34s. Luke might want to consider then investing in another field gun or maybe an HU-5 here to help deal with it. You should also put more pressure. I mean, using the T-4 skeleton machine gun in his territory there, I mean, he's just, again, I think too keen on just butting heads here with Burmie, which is, you know, benefiting Burmie again. Allowing him to just hold most of the eastern side here with a single MG42. Looks like something's finally sort of churning there within Luke's head. Something might be assembling that looks like a plan that it's not just, you know, attacking Burmie head on. Troops are healing, reinforcing. Panther almost done. We are seconds away. Mere moments. Tada! Panzerkampfwagen 5, gefechtsbereit. And finally, something's happening in the east. Luke's got to move on as well. The assault, or something resembling an assault, has commenced. Maybe a raid. Reconnaissance in force. There's some really big force in the front of the T-34s. And there you go, machine gun being engaged head on by the T-34. And that's going to be a wipe. That's going to be pretty big there for Luke. And there you go. Says 3 opening up the Stug. He's sending an 8 straight to the penal troopers. No infantry to scout ahead. Ah, that's going to be a dead Stug. Panther moving in and gaining the T-34, but then again, infantry support, armor support. This is pretty risky. Rearmor hits there. Ah, what are you doing, Burmie? What are you doing? Ah, scheisse, that's not how you play with a Panther. Panther forming into siege here, and that's going to go down just as soon. That was horribly done there by Burmie. Horribly done. No infantry support for the tank. Sending in the Stug blindly. Getting the Panther too close, which is not where it wants to be. It wants to sort of fire range. But its armor and all that, you know, could benefit. The Mercer said he sends up closest where it's not. In this case, the engagement to the extent had some benefits. He took out, you know, 2 T-34s, so he might still be able to salvage the Panther 4 here. But he's bleeding out aggressively, though. He's bleeding out aggressively. We'll have to see how it works out. But the Panther's still alive. The Panther 4 can be salvaged. The Stug is gone, and so is 2 T-34s. But we'll see where this turns out. There you go, T-34 almost knocked out here by the Panther. Constantly moving in. You gotta do it again, Burmie. Almost got it, and there you go, rams it. He rams the Panther, damaging his engine. Needs to get some infantry down that support. Oh, snap. Not touch happening up there. Gunning this main support. Main gun out. Exposing the rearmament to the constant anti-tank rather allowing them better chance of actually wiping land before moving in. There we go, there we go. And an anti-tank grenade. And the Panther is down. Burmie lost his Panther. Oh dear. I mean, he got all the tanks. The problem is now Burmie's a lot less on the field compared to Luke. Yes, Saudi in the Panther 4, then that's probably his best hope. But that was definitely not very good Panther usage there by Burmie. And so not good combined arms tactics either. I mean, that Panther would have done a lot better if that had been supported. There you go. Just in case recruiting the Panther 4, but its heavy engine damage precludes from being moved anywhere fast. 20 kills on the MG4, 2K1 on the way there for Luke. So in a brutal battle, he's down to 101 victory points for Luke and 211 for Burmie. Need to get more pioneers to work on that. Need to get anything reinforced, and I suppose he might try out for another Panther and hopefully keep the one alive a bit better. But overall, that certainly went a bit better for Luke in some ways because in the attack, you know, not just head on. He still lost a bunch of his T-34s, but he pretty much got all of Burmie's armor, which, well, most of it. So I'd say that's still, you know, reasonable good engagement there long term. Plus, he still got more forces. Now grabbed the MG42, meaning he's now got 2 MG42s. And Burmie ends up going for another Panther 4 here. Figuring that the Panther's going to take him too long, he's just going to throw it away again. And just, you know, the Panther force just better versus infantry as well. And, you know, his opponent's force is mostly composed of infantry at the moment. But there you go. Panther 4, good to go again. Almost as new. Except for the bits of dry brain matter on the inside of the tank, which the Pioneers couldn't get scrubbed out. Almost got the sniper there, but there we go. Finally did. Finally did. And that just single wipe that took the Panther 4 halfway to Veterans 1. But there you go. Panther 4, K1 second Panther 4 was done. Pack 4, they need support here, I think. Penetrating hit on the K1. We got finally in the East conscript was going to do this. Victory points wise, though, it's starting to turn against Burmie. Also, map control wise, it's really turning against Burmie here. As Luke just controls most of the map now. Luke is quick to replace his lost sniper. And Burmie rushes in his Panzer 4 pretty aggressive with no support, no scouting, no nothing. And having learned none of his lessons from how he lost the Panther. Catching the mortar, catching the machine gun there. He's still got a lot of munitions and he's still not laying down a lot of mines. So I suppose he has laid down some mines in there. Panzer 4 misses. There we go, getting some hits in better ones. That is another impressive miss. You can actually turn the entire Panther towards it, at least get some more damage in the machine guns. There you go. Panther got the MD42. Molotovs and the Grenadiers there. Snipers being pursued here by the Panther 4. But there you go. Flanked by the SIS-3 field gun. Needs to pull back the Panther 4 for now. And he needs to clear out that SIS gun. Maybe even steal it. So he takes another hit. The K1 pursues the Panther 4. Hits a Telemine though. Hits a Telemine. There you go. Mortar being repulsed here. Veterans 1 for the Panther 4. You should probably try and hunt down the SIS-3 and destroy it. 100 points left here for Luke in these machine gun bombs taken up, but not quite. More Pioneers on the way here for Burmie to help repair his Panthers. Units moving down, we got mines on the way there, which might be able to take out the Panther 4 if he's not careful. But there you go. Almost got the field and K1 that continues to pursue. He's going to recruit with the Pioneers. He's going to lose the Pioneers if he tries it now. He needs to keep moving with the Panther 4. Oh, he's going to lose it. He's going to lose it no matter what. Satchel charge off. Abandoned again. That is quite some luck there. Needs to destroy it though. Shot bounced. 40 million, and there you go. K1 takes it out. Now it's going to try and finish off the K1, but again he's sending in the Panther with no support. There's still the penal troops with the satchel charge. There's still the field gun, which he was not able to destroy here. Calling in artillery support though on the field, to at least deal with that. Penetrating hit. There's shot bounced. Oh, he's going to lose the Panther. He's going to lose it. And a satchel charge off. Taking out the Panther 4, but not the KB1. Pack 4 of the Darcy penal troops are wiped out by the artillery strike, but now Burmie is short all of his tanks again. So is Luke, but he can easily replace them compared to Burmie. He can easily replace them. And there you go, he just immediately goes for a T-34 from 6, whereas Burmie doesn't quite have the luxury. I mean, he can go for Stug soon, but that's about it. He's going for more Grenadiers, more infantry. Which would actually give him now the infantry at your Luke in terms of squad numbers. Going points here, destroying the SIS-3, going for the fuel point there. The fuel caching by his base there is still standing, which is quite impressive. Now the question is, what is Burmie planning here? Another Panther 4, another Stug, Panther? Who knows? He needs a countryman in MD42 being flanked by the MD42 and a Pioneer squad, forcing them to retreat. Victory points was 126 to 177. T-34 76 arriving. And Burmie's now down to just one MG42. He's lost all the others to Luke. That is a lot of MG42s lost. That is a lot. At this point, Burmie just seems to be struggling to contain Luke. He just keeps pouring out troops, and Burmie's just sort of here and there, but never really anywhere serious. T-34 switch number 2 on the way for Luke. He's just churning out the tanks, and there you go. Panther 4 for Burmie, but he's going to struggle versus 2 T-34s. And he's taking losses there from the Gunneers and the light machine gun, the LMG-42. Pack 40 being rolled out. Engineers wiped. Conch goes rushing at the Grenadiers. Pioneers been support as well. The Pioneers are really low on health. And there you go, hit the dirt. Very good work, very good work. Force of the Grenadiers retreat as well. Second T-54 ramming. Panther almost done. Big 2 points wise down to 101 now for Burmie. 99. And the umpteenth Panther 4 there for Burmie versus the endless swarms of T-34s from Luke. Pack 40, they're landing a good hit on the T-34-76. Taking a loss there from the T-34, and there you go, Panther in the centre spot it. Mortars firing away there, 4 kills, Veteran G2. Panther Faust on the T-34-76. Pack 40 down to half health. We're seeing with the Pack 40 and the Panther 4. Back again without infantry support. Also important note here, I mean, Burmie actually has made matches with his doctor in many ways. I mean, there's been smoke, there's been the commanding the artillery, but actually it's been used for reasonable amounts of it. And Luke, I suppose, used some bits, so he really would, I think, benefit from rapid conscript. At this point, it might not matter too much there for Luke, it might not matter too much. Almost got the info through the right. We got 59 versus 77. Conscript pushed back. Luke can go for another T-34 now. Which one have 3 versus Luke's or Burmie's single Panther 4 MG42 wipe. Until he could crew, that leaves him with no machine guns at all. He just keeps churning out Grenadiers now. No Panther Grenadiers, no nothing else here for Burmie. 74 points left there for Luke. Now the clock is ticking against him again. The clock is ticking.
We are losing territory. T-34 ready for combat.
T-34-76 out there for Luke. Grab the fuel there. 66 versus 59. 65 versus 59. T-34 going in there. Panther 4 needs to be a bit careful here. Shot bounce. So Conscript wipe middle lost there for Luke. Oh dear, shot bounce. T-34 on the hand did not bounce. We got Panther 4 soft, but they won't be able to damage the engine. Pack 40 shoots. Oh, missed. Pack 40 shoot landing hit there. Panther 4's going to go down. Panther 4's going to go to the T-34. It's just too many. There's not enough distance, not enough range. And there you go. The Panther 4 is down. Oh dear, this is catastrophic for Burmie. There's now nothing to stop. The T-34 is rampaging through his lines. He's trying to get the snipers, as opposed to losing a Grenadier squad. There we got rapid conscription up now for Luke, finally. Almost got the sniper, but not fast enough. Pack 40 being rushed in. This is turning to complete mess here for Burmie. There's barely anything holding his forces together. They are stretched beyond their very limits. These was an MG42, and then the east we got the T-34 rolling up, just destroying whatever's left is Burmese. 59 versus 36. 34 versus 59. Pack 40 recruits, Stuka almost done. Burmese forces are shrinking moment by moment, day by day. There you go, using T-34 to secure territory. This is how desperate Luke is. Not desperate, definitely has to do that, obviously, but it's not like there's anything that's really, dangerous to him in the moment. Because the T-34 is driven off pretty much most of Burmese forces. We got the Stuka there arriving, we got the Stuka arriving, but can it do it? Can it do it for Burmie? 26 versus 59. Calling us any barracks there to prevent him from grabbing back the victory point. Sneaky, sneaky. Almost got the T-34. And there you go. Panzerfaust takes it out. Going to use the burning up. Probably there could be a full wipe here for Burmie if he's not careful. T-34's going to flank the Stuka. He's moving ahead. He's going to set it up for a flank. Oh no, Burmie. Distance. Distance. Scheisse. You're not playing with T-34s. You're playing with Stukas and Panthers. You keep playing them like the T-34s. And there you go, Stukas surrounded by T-34s. That's going to get knocked out. Pop smoke, hoping they won't be able to attack round, which obviously they will. Costing him a Stuk. And Luke prays I'm just going to have another T-34 again soon enough. And now Burmie's got nothing left. He is dead, I think. Deader than disco.
Incendiary artillery barrage ready to fire. We may trigger rapid conscription at your command.
26 versus 41. 38. 35. Stretch from the centre victory one, probably more like with the sergeant. There's one in 42 coming in. The other one, of course, covered with mortar, snipers, and T-34s. The eastern one is probably the easiest one here, but even that's not going to be particularly easy, if you will. There comes to change to the sniper, trying to get a wipe here. There you go, got the bastard, but that's not going to help him grab the victory points. There you go, 20 bad running from grabbing the eastern field point, victory point easily. Almost got the mortar there, but he's going to lose the grenadiers, even as he's trying to grab the point. Something hit the T-34, that's not going to be enough, and there you go, crushes the grenadiers, blocks the point. Machine gun wipe, country almost wiped out. Here, there's 12 versus 26. 12 versus 26. 10 versus 26. 8 versus 26. 6 versus 26. 4 versus 26. 3 versus 26. Keep him moving in, can just block it. You could actually just block it, it wouldn't matter, just use secure mode, he wouldn't be able to grab render neutral, but there you go. Gonna grab it. And there's nothing Burmie can do. He's lost this. He's lost this. As soon as he secures this point, he's won. And there you go. GG, game over. Loss for Burmie. The Feldherrn Harley victory for Luke Price on the 3rd Guards Mechanized Corps. A brutal battle on crossing in the woods with heavy losses on both sides. Burmie with an extremely efficient, aggressive start. They utilising the 2-2s, and even rushing infantry 3. The issue there was just a lack of support, all the elements there, meaning and plus some unfortunate engagement, costing a lot there. Pretty much completely derailing his plan for a fast tier 4, throwing him off, also allowing Luke Place to get back in big style, and then sort of Burmie just began floundering after his plan completely failed. He sort of was able to several times to mount some rallies back, get back and fight. The problem was he just had a weak force composition. His tank usage was, I think, very sloppy compared to his early 2-2 handling, which was extremely sharp. His tank handling was rather, I think, flawed. A lot of bad engagement made. He actually lost a lot of Stukas and Panzerforce. Even the Panthers just thrown in because he kept using like T-34s rather than German armour, which requires a bit more range to sort of get fully utilised and just be more survivable. So definitely mistakes for Burmie, which allowed Luke to sort of slowly pull through there. Luke, I think, struggled a bit in the early game. Obviously, again, aggressive strategy, but he slowly pulled through. A ruled it better long term than Burmie. That way was able to defeat him. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you enjoyed this very long, semi-epic fight on Crossing in the Woods. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it. And if you like what I do consider donating or pledging on Patreon. Links are in the video description. Where you can also find links where you can send in replays. If you do provide some details as to run the leaderboard. This is Imperial Link. Cheers. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you all tomorrow for a nice episode. Bye.